All right,
Okay.
I'll jump out for now. All right.
Thanks.
G'day and welcome to the fourth round of the Intercontinental GT Challenge, brought to you from the ANZCRL Combined Racing League. This is the final session and it is pouring down with rain, so these drivers will have a tough time here. I'm joined in the commentary box here today by Woody Lizard, and Uncrewed Squid is in the driver's seat in the McLaren, and he's also going to be bring us some in-race comments, which I think you guys shall enjoy. So welcome, Woody.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be back here in the commentary for round 4 of the Intercontinental GT Challenge. Should be a super 1 hour session here for the final run for these guys. Most of the pro drivers are in the control of their cars, so I'm sure we'll be enjoying quite a few battles.
Yeah, like the one that's just started up for 4th place between Squid and Shads. Started at roughly the same time, and they're going to be going at it for the next hour or so.
Yeah, definitely. With our formula that we've got with a compressed time, these guys have both only behind themselves 25 seconds off the lead after both their drivers in Whopper and Cosmic Robbie finishing pretty much side by side on their first session, around about a minute or so behind the leader, but with the compression time brought them up the field. So they're in a good battle for the lead, these guys, if they can knuckle down and run a smooth race.
Yeah, exactly. Especially Shads. Shads probably finds himself a bit far back than he would like. Obviously, he's our championship leader at the moment, leads by 30 seconds over the car that's actually in first place at the moment, the number 124 Casho Mercedes. So Shads has a lot of ground to make up to retain that championship lead going into the final round next week at the Nürburgring.
Oh, definitely. I think that your teammate Lockie 55s will be looking forward to putting this thing, bringing it home in first place if he can. It'll close the gap in the championship, ready for the final round. You did a great job to set it, Lockie up, so hopefully you can bring home the bickies.
Yeah, got my fingers crossed here, Woody. Got both fingers and my toes crossed.
I think your toes have to be webs in this weather. It's weather for ducks, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sato?
Yeah, get the boogie board out.
But the unlucky guy, I think RSJ is a guy we've got to keep an eye on in the Porsche, because Rightso had a very good run until he found some problems in the pits. His setup wasn't quite correct and kept getting loaded up, I believe, on soft tyres, which kept burning the tyres up in the first session in the dry conditions. And RSJ was pretty fast in practice, we saw before the race here in the wet. So it'll be interesting to see if he can bridge the gap on Mizuzo and Taipan.
Yeah, I was actually impressed with RSJ's pace. I think he finished 4th in practice in the warm-up session before this race. Squid obviously, Squid topped that session, having set the lap when the track was pretty dry before the puddles started forming. So Squid will be looking to try and catch up and pass Starkey. Of course, I think the championship for Squid is over at this point in time, but that doesn't mean he can't win races.
No, definitely, it's all about these individual events and try and get that champagne spraying all over your team and celebration. So this number 1 Belgian Audi club, Team WRT Audi, he's got this thing firing on all cylinders, and in 3rd, and they've actually bridged the gap quite a lot. He started 13 seconds behind Lockie and finds himself only 5 seconds behind, and gained about 1 second on top of Highlander at the same time. So Highlander's probably actually helping Darky here just to...
oh no, Lockie's gone!
It just looks like Lockie's just had a little bit of an off there. He's just come back on the track in 3rd.
I hope he hasn't got damage.
The wet conditions, I think he might have been right by the looks of things. It looks like he just got out in the sand and the dirt, and joined the track fairly straight, so that's a good thing to see.
Yeah.
Hopefully this cash show car can continue on. And pressure these top two guys now in Highlander and Darky. He's definitely got some pace, and depending on the track as it dries up, if the rains are meant to end near the very end, but I think the track will be still fairly wet. Don't think we'll see any sort of dry running here this afternoon. And this race should be finishing around about 8 p.m. in game time, so it'll be dark. Oh, he's just...
Oh no.
You can just see there in the background, unfortunately, Sato, he's just put it on the ripple strip and lost it there. And given third place to this man, Unscrewed Squid, is really chasing down Dark Racing. This McLaren was going very, very nice with Whopper behind the wheel, so I'm sure Squid is very happy to be in the car here right now.
Yeah, it's got that McLaren up into third place. The McLaren seems to have gotten better and better as the events are going on. Started off in Bathurst a very unhappy car. They've been working away at it race by race, and I think now it's very close to the car that both Squid and Whopper would have loved to have driven about 4 weeks ago.
Oh, you're not wrong about that. They would have loved to have had this at Bathurst Saturday, but unfortunately, as we all know, joining different championships at different times and working in with different cars, it takes some time to work them out. But credit to them, they've worked hard and come round 4. They've really got a nice car here at Sakitto.
Yeah. The man in front though, Highlander, hasn't put a foot wrong, barely put a foot wrong all race weekend. Had some solid pace in the dry session. Couple of spins here and there, but overall had similar pace to the number 124 car. And Darky had a triple rotor racer, the super sub, fill in for Hyperjuice in the dry session, and they got that Audi up into a good place. At Darky will be licking his lips at the prospect of maybe getting his first win of the season here.
Yeah, triple rotor is the man in high demand, definitely for any reserve drivers that are needed. And he did a tremendous job for Darky. But Highlander's doing a double stint because his teammate AJD is away, can't make it actually for this round. He's learning to fly commercial aeroplanes, so I'm sure he's hoping that Highlander can keep it on the black stuff and bring home the trophy for tonight.
This speed has really caught up to Lockie. Lockie's struggling big time in these conditions. Hasn't adjusted to the wet quite as well as some of these guys. And Speed Racer was very fast in practice, both in warm-up and early in the week. He's got that NSX firing, so he'll be looking to make a move on Lockie very soon.
Yeah, well, Lockie's our only control like pad user in the game, and I could just imagine his torment that he's going through right now in these wet conditions. So yeah, he's obviously fighting the pad very hard. Take control of the Mercedes AMG right now.
Yeah, and Lockie's run wide there. Well, I thought I was going to give an opening for Speed to come through, which is not to be. Most Speed Racers' car has lacked a lot of straight line speed compared to the Merc. So Speed will actually find it very difficult to pass Lockie if Lockie can keep it on the black stuff, which he can't, as he runs completely wide at 130R. And Speed now goes through, and I think Lockie's going to come to the pits, and he spun it coming into the pit lane.
Oh, this is not something that you want to see in the commentary box after a great run last night in the dry conditions. But
yeah,
You know, it's one of those things you just don't know what he's going through right now. He could be having issues with the game, with the pad. So he's just got to get a level head here, get that mandatory pit stop out of the way, and run to the flag and pick up the pieces. We saw that with Cosmic Robbie actually last night. He had an early pit stop and managed to finish, what was it, in 5th position, I think it was. So from last to 5th wasn't a bad showing from Cosmic last night.
Yeah,
so it's not
really
to say that
good
Lockie can't do the same. Yeah.
That's it. Just got to put together clean laps. Just finish the race. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter about the pace. You just got to cross the finish line with minimal mistakes.
Yeah, RSJ is doing a tremendous job. He's already made himself up about 15 seconds from the start of the race, only 48 minutes into the race. From his starting position, he had to hold for 1 minute 28, so he's 1 minute 13 off the leader. The Porsche should really relish in these wet conditions. The Porsches are usually known for their good grip and their good brakes.
He's got good pace compared to the leaders there, but compared to Darky anyway. But Squid is punching together consistent 1 minute 50, so he's on a charge and could be right on the back of Dark Racing before you know it.
Yeah, it's a well highlighting that, because you can just see now that you can actually get the good visual on Darky. And we have got Unscrewed Squid actually mic'd up for this event, but we'll just keep it, we won't bother him at the moment because I'm sure he'll have his hands full chasing down Dark Racing, so he'll maybe wait for later on in the race, just see how things pan out.
Exactly right. You will need 100% concentration, as these wet conditions are very testing. Once you get behind the car and get into that spray, it's almost impossible to see the car in front. Thankfully, Darky's been very kind and turned on his rain light, so at least Squid will have something red to see as we jump onto the roof cam, as we follow up to Spearing Corner. And that spray is horrific.
Yeah, you can just see how it's going to play havoc with your braking markers and your position on the track. That spray is just very frustrating.
The top three pretty close together now, which has been great for you guys at home to see as they approach 130R now, and onto the brakes in the wet. This can be done with just a slight lift, as does Darky's actually got himself caught on the curb. Squid around the outside as they enter the final corner, and Darky actually yields, and as Lockie's back in the pits, but Squid now has completed the pass of Darky and will now chase down Highlander for first place. So Squid has started off really well.
Yeah, he has. He's done a tremendous job. He started off 25 seconds off the lead, and within only two and a half seconds off Highlander. But when you put it in perspective, Lockie was the leader off the start of those times, and Squid has actually made up roughly around about 12 seconds on Highlander, so tremendous effort in this McLaren number 59 garage team, McLaren. You're just going to look at that last shot. You just saw the puddle started to build up just before they go underneath the tunnel there, underneath the bridge. So that's going to be interesting just to see if that builds up, that little puddle on the inside.
You didn't see it at that fast right-handed there on the outside sectors, these little puddles forming. It's going to probably keep raining for another 15 to 20 minutes or so, I reckon. Rain's here to stay for a while to come, so this track's going to get worse and worse. These drivers will have to stay vigilant if they're going to keep control of these cars.
Yeah, definitely. It's full-on concentration for the full hour for these guys. They're going to be pretty much worn out after the hour session. So I think a lot of us guys that ran last night in the dry conditions, we can really thank our teammates here because they're doing a lot of hard work in the rain.
Well, that's Squid 2 seconds faster than Highlander on that previous lap. I reckon Squid will go for a move in the next lap or two, or at least put some pressure on Highlander to make a mistake. Highlander usually cool, calm and collected when it comes to our races for ANZCRL. But we'll see, having only just returned to the seat after a pretty long time out of the cockpit, we'll see if he's still got a bit of rust in there.
Yeah, he's going to have to pull out all the tricks that he's got in his book to hold off this fast Squid, I can tell you.
A puddle on the inside of deck, the one's going to catch some drivers out if they're not careful.
Oh, I think you picked that one very, very nice and early there, Sato. I think that's where we're going to see some action. I was just thinking that Sato, he's still there.
He's looking.
Sato, sorry, Squid. He's having a good look.
Yeah, Highland's just trying to park it on the apex. Sort of just hold up Squid a little bit and get point his car straight so you can get a good launch down this straight. That Mercedes has a lot of straight line speed. As I was seeing last night in the dry, it was getting up over 270 kilometers per hour at the entrance of turn 1. So it'll be tough.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, it'll be tough for the other cars to really catch it in a straight line. So I reckon Squid's best bet is to hope for a mistake.
Yeah, you could just imagine right now. We might just quickly see if we can go on Squid's bonnet cam. Just see that spray coming up towards these S's. Very hard to pick your line through here. I wouldn't want to be in Squid's position right now. Though having second position, I wouldn't be too unhappy about that either.
Especially considering the season he's had today.
They've been a bit lucky throughout the season, haven't they? They've had a few times where they couldn't field their complete driver lineup, so it's been hassled, and a couple of discounts as well. So
yeah. Highlander's actually made a mistake there. I think he might have caught that puddle. Now Squid is right on the back of him. He's giving him the big hurry up as they come around this long sweeping right hander as they head towards Spoon Corner. Highlander just placing that Merc just in the right spot, so Squid just can't quite get that nose in. Around the second half of the Spoon and down this back straight. Yeah, Squid is in the draft, but try and keep up to Highlander. And now into 130 yard. They'll be on the brakes in the wet. It's usually lift off in the dry. Coming into the final corner now. And no, Squid's actually making a pit stop. Oh.
He's going to try the undercut, I believe, Sato. What do you think? I think that might be the move.
Well, it could be the move, but you would hope he's calculated the gaps perfectly. Because the last thing he needs is to come out behind Dado and for Dado to hold him up.
Exactly, that's exactly what I as soon as you said that, the calculator, I knew exactly what you were saying there, Sato. It didn't cross my mind at the start. But yeah, he could be pulling out right in front of these guys in traffic, so that might not pay off for Squid.
Where is he? Where
He's
is
still in
Squid?
the pits, he's just coming out.
Oh no, this could spell trouble for Squid's race. Dado up to 5th, Squid down into 6th. Maybe should have waited another lap or two. Just to try and build that gap to Dado.
Yeah, it could be, and also that extra pressure that he could have put on Highlander as well. Maybe he forced Highlander to go wide on a few corners, and he was able to maybe duck in the inside and take that position. In the dry, that we had a lot more grip, so we were able to defend a lot of the attacks with people going in the inside by keeping power out on the outside. But in the wet, I could imagine it's offline. It would be very hard to get the power down in these GT3 cars.
Yeah, actually, I reckon Squid might have made a bit of a mistake in the S's there. I reckon he cut back. You had to slow right down. A lot slower than normal, so it's a bit bizarre. Actually, we've got a move here for what's that, 8th place now between Mizuzo and RSJ, side by side into turn 1 in the wet. Settle down, boys. Long race to go yet.
It's on.
Oh no!
It's on for these guys, that's for sure.
RSJ lost the back end exit in turn 2, and now he's got to chase Mizuzo all over again.
Yeah, I think he won't find that much hard work because he's really caught in on Mizuzo. I was watching that actually while we were watching Highlander and Squid battle. That these two were actually up close together. So I think RSJ's got the pace. He's just got to keep that level head and just try and set up Mizuzo and get that pass done nice and cleanly.
Yeah, exactly right. So they come through the Degners now, and that puddle's just getting bigger and bigger. So the drivers now maybe have to start looking at some go-kart lines to get around there. Go out wide rather than monstering the curb on the inside. Look at that, he's already
Bring
at the
back their
end.
roots, you reckon, Sato?
Yeah.
Left foot braking.
Yeah, just bring it out sideways. Into the back straight, and look at that, RSJ lost a lot of time going off the track. He's pretty much caught that back up in half a lap, which is an amazing pace.
Can't really hold up here in the wet, definitely. He's just having a look on the outside. He's just trying to get that aero, make sure he doesn't get that aero. Watch coming through this final corner onto the main straight.
He's looking, he's coming down the inside now rather than the outside of turn 1. Who's the bravest
Probably
person
the
under
better
brakes?
spot.
And there we go, RSJ now through as Mizuzo's actually going off the track there. I don't know if you
cameraman's just gone to sleep there. Not too sure what. We tried to go over to the cameraman, but he, I think he went to sleep.
Yeah, got one of those F1 cameramen.
Well, you know, you're paying big dollars and they don't provide. What can you say? And we've got Unscrewed Squid actually just catching up onto that and try and just progress through and punch up through the field again.
It's very wide.
Good, as I said, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I think it'll be very interesting to see when Highlander pits and where it might happen. If Highlander can actually keep these, should keep a look on their lap times. He's actually done a 51.5 last lap, so it's still faster than Highlander.
Oh no, settle down there, Squid. You don't need to do that. Patience will be
as
key.
we all know, Dado's my teammate in the 88 team, Maxi Ultra Straight Acura, so he's got a very fine car in wet. He's very confident that he can do a good showing. So he definitely, that's the last thing he wants to see is a little tap to punt him off. But both these drivers are very professional, so you wouldn't think this would happen.
I think it's just a matter of time before Squid just gets past. He's very aggressive at the moment. He's showing his nose left and right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's off the track.
Oh, he's just
Oh, he
caused himself
just
to
missed
run
the
wide.
ball.
Oh,
He's gonna collect. I thought he was gonna collect that over there for a second. There's absolutely no grip on the grass.
No, he's done really well to pull that up. He was so close to the wall there. I just couldn't believe that he actually held it away from the wall. Sato.
It must have been a
great
pain of
effort by
coat in
Squid.
it.
Oh mate, you wouldn't. paint guys to have put a little bit of thick coat on, otherwise he would have collected that wall.
Yeah. Oh. That's all it takes. It's just in the wet. It's just those, just on the fine edge all that time. Just go a little bit outside of the limits, just by a smidge, and it can end disastrously. The Highlander's actually done a slow lap there on that previous lap, so this wobbling actually hasn't hurt Squid too much. He's still losing time
Yeah,
behind
no, it
him.
hasn't.
But if you can get past Dado safely, right, then you would have thought that Highlander would have to consider starting pit.
Yeah, but you look at the times of Hot Dado at the moment, doing 54s, which is pretty much on pace with the leaders. So it might be wise just to back off just a touch, not put too much pressure so they don't slow each other down, because we always know when you've got battling, it normally does slow each other down. So if he just gives a little bit of room for Dado, you might find that they can keep constantly doing 54s, and you might find Squid still coming out in front of Highlander.
Yeah, because he's a guy that we do have mic'd up for this race, but we're just not going to talk to him quite yet. He's very busy as he's trying to get past the NSX of Dado's. Dado's gone defensive into Spoon. And Squid now has to just resign to staying in 6th place for the time being. Getting very frustrated by the looks of things. As he knows he could be out in front by a mile if he can just get past his Honda. Or Acura rather. But Dado, just by placing the car in the correct places, is making life difficult for Squid.
Yeah, I'm happy for... Oh, he's got to move here, but I was going to say, I'm happy for you caught a Honda. We all know it as a Honda, but they want to put Acura for over in Europe. And I think America's got that as well.
Here we
but,
go. Here we go, Squid down the inside into turn 1, and he's got the move done. And now, you would think for Highlander's sake, gotta pit. Gotta try cut.
So that was he was actually what, a 1 second, 1 second better lap than Highlander on that last previous lap, making that move on Dado. So I think you're right. Highlander really needs to think about when he's going to pit.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's put Squid in the driver's in the box seat for this race.
Yeah, because Squid's now chance now. He's got clear track. He's got about 15 seconds of clear track before he reaches speed racer, so he can really put in punch in some really fast times and make that undercut work for him.
He's following Highlander at the moment. He's not driving too to speed. I was just going to say about Highlander, he's still doing solid lap times there. Maybe not the fastest on track,
Yes.
but he'll be up on the podium if he keeps this up at the end of the race. But speed racers now on the back of Mizuzo. Is that Mizuzo? I think it is.
Yeah, it is Mizuzo.
So Mizuzo's now gone a lap down to a lot of the cars, which I actually didn't notice that.
Yeah, well, he started a fairly fair way back, and as we know, Lockie's had some problems, so he's already a lap down as well.
Yeah.
But he's already pitted, so Lockie's, if he puts in some good times, he can hopefully get that spot on Mizuzo by the end of the race, if not some more.
Dado's into the pits now. This is also a pretty early stop for Dado, I imagine. Unless this is part of the plan, would he?
Yeah, not too sure. We've been pretty busy as far as trying to communicate what we're going to do, but I think he's done a good job. I pitted fairly early as well, but I was just trying to get the undercut on Gear 3 gaming until everyone blurted it out on our party chat then next thing you know, next lap he pitted, so it didn't really work. But anyway, that's what happens when you're in the party chat and everyone can hear what your plans are, and people are asking why you picked so early. But yeah. But I think Dado probably just wanted to get his tyre pressures back up again for this final half an hour. Run it through the wet, knowing that this rain's going to start to ease off probably in the next 15-20 minutes.
Look at that. Looking at the time sound, Lockie's on the pace of Highlander, so if he doesn't have that bad start, Lockie would have kept that car up, or sort of up near the front, maybe sort of in between Darky and Shad. So
yeah, it's very unfortunate with Lockie. He might have just, the pressure might have just got to him, you know, being out in front nice and easy after your tremendous drive last night at Sado, and keep it nice, calm, and maybe got a few wiggles in the old thumbsticks there and the controller, and the rest is history. But I'm sure that seeing those times that he's doing now, he can definitely make up some positions and find himself up in the maybe in the top 8 or 7.
yeah.
Still a long way to go in the race.
Yep, and anything can happen in these wet races. It usually has in our championship so far. Seen a few mistakes creep in as the sessions wind to their end throughout this championship. So with 28 minutes to go, anything can happen.
Yeah, and all bets are that we will see some action. So I think there will be some incidents and accidents, and I'm sure there's going to be some thrilling battles in the next few minutes after so everyone pits. We'll see where it all unfolds. I think Dark Racing here, he's definitely on a charge at the moment.
He's trying to just keep up with Highlander. I reckon cars coming back to him a little bit. He did a 53 in the previous lap. He's on a 53 this lap. So all of a sudden, you're in a 53.4 for Darky, but all of a sudden for Highlander, his cars just started working up in the optimal window again. It dropped off for a few laps, and now he's back on it. And
don't forget to have a look at that unscrewed squid time that he did the previous lap before he finished this one. He did a 51.5. So I think that cut has definitely worked for Squid. I think once we find Highlander and Darky pin in here, you'll find Squid well and truly in front of these two guys.
Yeah, I think the boys last night calculated about a 35-second transit window in the pit lane. Of course, that is also dependent on how long you stationary in the pits, because sometimes you can be stopped for 1 second, other times it can be as much as 6 seconds. So I guess
it's just depending on any little damage, any mechanical repairs that are happening to the car. We have got mechanical repairs actually on in this series, so it's one of those things that the drivers that they find themselves in the pit lane if they've been working their car too hard. They might find themselves longer than their fellow competitor. That's a beautiful thing about endurance racing, really, and having the compulsory pit stop. It throws up a little variable there that really rewards smooth driving, and it also adds a little bit of a tactical strategy element to the racing as well.
Yeah, exactly, and we've actually seen a bit of the bit of strategy at play in this race already. Both Squid Dado and Lockie didn't mean to pit that early, but Squid and Dado pitting early to get themselves sort of out of traffic and out of the way compared to their opposition, and looking for outright pace to push them forward in this race, rather than trying to make an overtake, which could not only cost you the race but also the guy you're battling. boys. See, Dark Racing's just been very smooth in this session. It was actually pretty quick on that previous lap. Oh, hang on. What happened here? I must have missed something because Darky's now in the lead. Highlander's in second place, so something's gone awry with Highlander.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not too sure. I was just making sure that my audio was enabled in this stream. I'm not too sure if it is.
No,
but,
your
hopefully
audio's
everyone
coming
can hear me.
through there, Woody, because
Oh, nice.
I don't use Mixer. We're on Twitch, so no need to enable audios or
Oh,
anything.
thank you. Oh, well, maybe that's where I need to step up next time in my stream is go to Twitch. So I was just quickly going over to making sure it was selected. I'm thinking, oh, hopefully the last half an hour of my commentary has been going through, but we're all good. So we're back on here and I can really concentrate back on the race for the last 24 minutes.
Yeah, so a bit mystified as to what happened to Highlander. He's must have had a spin somewhere, which we've completely missed. That's an interesting...
He's missed his pit way into the pit entry.
Oh, he's forgotten from last night
I'll
where
let
the pit
everyone know
entrance
for
was.
Yeah, I did give him a hand last night actually. He was asking, how do you get into pit entry? And I said, well, come and follow me. And I showed him how to get in, but it definitely wasn't that entry at all. But anyway, he's found himself in there, and that would have cost him some time.
And Speed
So
Race
we
has
can already
actually
see
gone through
Unsmooth
on...
Squid has already passed him.
Speed Race has gone through on Shad. Shad's made 204 in the previous lap, so he's had a spin or come together with the back marker or something's happened to Shad's. Speed Race now into second place in this race. He's only 8 seconds behind Darky, and he'll be looking to close that gap further.
So I think we might be able to maybe have a look at sending a message to see if Squid's right to have a little bit of a chat while he tries to chase down his fellow teammate in the you know, we had at Le Mans 24 hours where he won with Shads in front of him. Might just send him a quick message and see if he's up for a chat, and we might be able to get some commentary from him.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting, especially now that he's closing in on Shads. He's Le Mans 24-hour winning teammate. He'll be looking for bragging rights in this race. Of course, we've said all session. Said all session just how unlucky Squid has been, but he's doing a phenomenal job in this session, and hopefully we can get him into this. Get him on the comms channel shortly. Through 130 we go, and past going Ferris wheel, Woody.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just back here. I'm just sending him a message just to see if we can get some commentary from him. We're just right on board. And,
yeah, I think we've got Squid here now. Squid.
You got me, gents.
You've got a...
How are you, boys?
Yeah, good start to this race from you by the looks of it. Bit dicey playing using the early pit stop, but it looks like it's working out for you.
Well, yeah, I thought I might have called it too early, getting stuck behind Dado, but he's a tough racer. But managed to get past him there, and tell you what, these puddles are causing a few dramas. There's a big one right there.
It looks that way there, Squid, but definitely the undercutters worked for you. And when you're caught behind Dado, it wasn't too bad because he was roughly running the same times as Highlander, so you didn't lose much time. So you've got a gap. You've got a gap there on Highlander around about 25 seconds or 26 seconds. So it's definitely worked out for you, but we don't want to take too much of your concentration here. We can see the conditions are very, very tough. But it looks like the rains are just starting to ease off there a little bit in a few spots.
I think it's starting to ease off in some areas, some spots. It's, there's absolutely some big puddles around the place, and I don't know how much you're picking up, but she's certainly dancing around a fair bit. And the application of the throttle is a handful, especially coming out of there. But having lots of fun. Having lots of fun.
Yeah, well, we're
And that glare off the track with the sun, how's that going for your eyes?
Not too bad. A little bit hard to pick up some of the apexes, but how's that Ferris wheel over to the right there? Fucking hell, magnificent.
Come on, get your mind off fairy
Hey.
floss there, Shads.
Eh?
I mean, sorry, Squid.
I could just feel the understeer through there, and when I was following Dado and Highlander, it's one of the reasons why I put it early, because I just felt like we probably would have got stuck there. And the understeer through that sweeper coming on the front straight was pretty hectic.
Yeah,
And I don't know who that is in front of me there. Is that Shads in front, is it?
yeah, it is. He's your Le Mans winning teammate, so we might
He is. I
actually
better not punt him into the gravel.
might let you get your head down and crack on, but your car's looking good, and fingers crossed you can carry it to the end.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. I'm not sure what happened to
good.
Lockie. I saw him in the fence before, so
He's had a horror
in the early
race.
stages. I hope he's recovered. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you knuckle down, buddy, and keep going, mate. You've still got a few 3 cars in front of you, but I believe that they all got a pit down in front of you, so you're in a good spot, mate. So
Okay.
keep that
Thanks,
gap
boys.
there with Highlander behind you. All right, mate.
No
Get
worries.
back into it. Thanks for the
All right.
chat.
Thanks, boys. Catch up.
That's
There you
very-
go, guys. How's that? Got the lead. Well, theoretically, once everyone pits, you are looking at the leader of the race. In unscrewed Squid in the 59 Garage Team Racing McLaren. That was very nice, wasn't it, Sato, to hear from Squid?
Yeah, it's certainly something we don't get to do very often. We thank Squid very much for allowing us to mic him up and having the helmet camera planted on the GoPro on the helmet. Probably a bit distracting in the cockpit of the car, but it must actually be making it faster. So maybe all the drivers for the next race will all be asking for the GoPro to give him a 2-second delay.
Yeah, it makes it go faster, you reckon?
It looks like it.
Nice one. Alright, do you want to run through the field and we'll just have a look at their fuel that they're running?
Yeah,
They should
that
all
actually
be right
would be
with fuel because
wise.
we've had that first session, but we may as well bring that up for the viewers so they can all have a look at fuel.
Yeah. Won't be fuel
So
limited.
we're looking at Dados. I mean, Ducky.
Yeah. 33 litres.
Oh, and we just got our RSJ just off there and the
Ooh,
the
yeah.
tunnel there.
Ooh,
Just had a
and,
spin.
there's
Maybe
speed
that puddle
races,
was
so
a culprit.
there's some-
Flash little slice and then speed racing through it. But he's got 35. But we'll go to speed racer. He's just passed him. He's got plenty of fuel. 52
wow.
litres.
So he filled it to the brim
So
at the start. He must have started with like 130
Yeah.
litres or something. That's kind of ridiculous. Unless he's trying to
yeah, the
drive.
colour looks like it's run through a spider web, or as I think the dry run shoot Squid that we just heard from before would like to call the Black Widow. Yeah, that's the car number 86. Michael Schenk or something, I think it was it? Is that the car number? Michael Schenk Racing Acura.
Yeah.
And there's a fellow Acura with 35 litres. So you can just see how much
Yeah.
more fuel that Squid, sorry, I'm getting everything muddled up here. The Speed Racer is actually running.
Oh, Shad's coming into the pits. And a bit scary for Squid, seeing those brake lights come up before the final corner. There he goes, but yep, Shad's into the pits. Geez, I wonder how far behind Highlander is compared to Shad's.
We've just got, yeah, we'll have a look at that. But we've just got this battle going on here between Lockie and Mizuzo.
Battle for 9th place between the Audi V10 and the Mercedes V8. And Merc, the 124 Merc has been the fastest car in a straight line throughout the entire championship. And he's going to have a look down
Oh.
inside. Oh, and he's touched,
Oh.
and he spun it. He spun them both. That's not what Shad's needed.
No, that was a bit hairy for Shads, definitely. But unfortunately, there, Lockie went for the move down the inside, but just couldn't quite keep that tight line, or I didn't quite. I can't really comment on that. I wasn't quite looking, so I didn't actually see if Irish. I mean, Azusa sort of turned in on him, but
would have needed.
yeah, it was very tight. Yeah. These wet conditions, it only takes a slight tap and they'll find themselves spinning off in the boondocks.
And it's poor Islander's actually been the biggest loser in this race so far. He's a minute behind Darky now, so something's clearly wasn't missing that Mercedes. I don't know if it was that pit stop or whatever, but that was whether his pit stop was very long. How much fuel has he got?
Yeah.
Suggest why his pit
42
stop was
litres.
long.
We might have put a bit more fuel in there, but we'll have a look at Taipan. We haven't seen much of Taipan in the Ram Motorsport number 30. It's Fish Racing had a solid effort there in the first session, and finished. Where did he actually finish? I think he finished actually 8th. Sorry, in that first session.
Yeah, finished 8th, about 40 seconds behind the 124 Mercedes. So, and that was even after he spun out on the first corner of the first lap. So he was able to recover.
He found himself. I think he found himself spinning off here on this corner too. I need late in the race. That's where I actually made the move, the pass on him. I gained 1 position. He was off there in the up on the asphalt on the outside of the corner, facing the wrong way.
Yeah. So he's got the same amount of fuel as
Highlander. But you can see now it's getting fairly dark.
Yeah, Taipan will want to put those headlights on very soon. Thank goodness that Ram Racing Mercedes is actually brightly coloured, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to see it.
No, we wouldn't. They kept doing it, trying to highlight his car, this fading light. We've got Dark Racing still taking a long time. Both him and Speed Racer to take their mandatory pit stop in this final session.
Yeah, they'll probably take that.
And they
Speed's in the pits.
Oh, just as we said that. Yeah, Speed and RSJ.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see Speed can come out in front of Highlander. It's going to be very tight.
So out goes Speed. Actually, Shads hasn't been passed yet. In fact, there's Highlander there, so Speed will come out in front of Highlander. Where's Shads going to factor into this? Shads is not going to pass him either.
No, that's a good effort by Speed Racer.
I mean, he was in front of Shads before Shads made his pit stop. Got to remember that. But even still, seems like he's gained a lot more of a gap than before the pit stops.
Yeah, so what has he got there? Roughly about 5-second gap on Shads at the moment, and fellow in Squid is our adjusted leader in 27 seconds in front of him. So
Look at that.
we're looking at car that's in second place. And just see now that the high mountains around this Sakitto circuit really blocking any available light that can come through on the horizon. Makes it a very dark circuit.
Yep, so obviously with these guys making the pit stop, I think they'll maybe wait and see if the track was going to dry. It's still raining with 10 minutes to go, so it's going to be wet all the way to the finish for these boys. And I'd expect to see Darky in within the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, so 10 minutes to go for the completion of the Sakitto 10 hours. And we definitely saw some very tight battles at the early stage of this session with Highlander and Unscrewed Squid, where Unscrewed Squid took the opportunity to try the undercut, which is definitely and he's basically the unofficial leader at the moment, with Darky Racing still have to make his mandatory pit stop in this session. And I think what we were saying, Sado, the time that the cars are basically going to be stopped in the pit line, I'm not too sure what was the time.
It's about, I thought it was about 35 seconds. So at the moment,
Yeah,
Darky
so
will
you
come
can
out
see
ahead
there
of Speed Racer, but not in front of Squid. Squid, it's almost an utter domination of this race. Has been consistently a second quicker than everyone else.
Let's have a look at Dado. He's closed up on
in comes Taipan.
Taipan looks like he's just going in the pits.
Gee, very dark.
Knocking out the cones.
Yeah.
He's got no headlights.
Well, he's got no headlights, so you can't see a thing. You might want to turn them on
Yeah,
soon.
he's not very...
Otherwise he's going to
Yeah,
be in a world of
maybe
pain in the next 10 minutes.
The buttons might not be working for it. Those little parking lights aren't going to do much help. Or is that RSJ just going by or not? Not too sure where RSJ is.
It's down in 8th, he's gone under the bridge.
RSJ's fairly... Yeah. Taipan's just coming out of the pits now.
Yeah, she's coming out.
So he should hold on to that 7th spot.
That was a Merc, it looked like an Audi that went past there.
And that was just Unscrewed Squid going by.
Yeah. So that's Mizuzo in front of Squid. So Squid's actually flashing the headlights there, just letting Mizuzo know that he's coming up behind and that he'll need to yield the track space for Squid to come through. Probably wouldn't do it through the S's. You'd more wait for this straight here. Let him through.
Yeah.
Get a bit crowded there, but there we go. Squid safely through.
He's
no
really
harm
pushing.
done.
Yeah, he's really pushing the. He's new to our group, Mizuzo. So well done to Mizuzo holding his position there and not spearing off the track, which we've seen that in the past. So you know, you've had a hard charger behind him, and he's done well to hold his position.
Yeah.
It's not really those cars to get out of the way, especially in this wet, horrendous, atrocious conditions, really, to try and get out of the way, especially through the S-bend through Sakitto there.
Yeah.
I think you just got to hold that line and stay on the racing line.
Just on the background there, Taipan. I might have to ask after this race if he actually had headlights on, because we don't see any, and if he doesn't have headlights, it's going to be a brilliant drive if he can keep it straight. But probably without
I think
using
it could
the
be a
headlights.
game issue.
Yeah, could be, but if it is the case that he doesn't have headlights, the thing that's actually going to cause a lot of trouble is that Mizuzo won't really know that Taipan's coming. Oh, there goes Lockie, he spun it again. Taking 2 this time.
I was just going to say...
Probably caught the puddle there and would have just looped it.
Yeah, I was going to say that he was just starting to make some actual time on RSJ. He was only going to be around about 15 seconds behind him, and I thought, I know there's 6 minutes to go, but in the wet, that 15 seconds can drop really quick, but he's now, as you can see, he's still about 15 seconds behind, so maybe, no, RSJ. Let's say RSJ's made a mistake as well.
So coming up to the last 6 minutes of this race now. Darky still hasn't made his pit stop. Who's he on track? He's coming up to the sprint curve now, so...
We might be seeing him come in the pits, I think, this lap. He won't be wanting to wait for too much longer because he'll want to get that pit stop out of the way and make sure he gets in front of Speed Racer. The Speed Racer's just doing half a second faster that previous lap on Darky, so it's probably a good ploy just to get in there, get those tyre pressures reset. But they won't change the tyres, they'll probably just make sure the tyres are set the optimum pressure.
Maybe raise the tyre pressures just that tiny little bit. Yep, here he comes into the pits now. Goes dark racing. Gee, it would be a nightmare navigating that pit lane entrance in the dark.
Yeah, especially in the wet as well.
Yeah, nasty combination that. But he's got through safely. There goes Squid into
So there
the
goes
lead.
Squid. So there he goes. So that's been a great drive by the Team 59 garage, piloted by Unscrewed Squid and Whopper in the first session, that really set this thing up for Squid. So this has been a tremendous drive by the two of them in their Sakitto 8-10 hours.
Now the big question is, where does Darky come out? Is Darky, where is Speed Racer? Oh, he's only come around the final corner, so that's actually a pretty big gap.
Yeah, but it won't be too much when we've also got Speed Racer in the groove at the moment. Dark Racer's got to get himself back into that groove. You can see that 8 seconds might come down to 5 seconds after this couple of minutes remaining. What have we got? 4 minutes remaining.
So you reckon maybe 2 or 3 laps left? Probably 2 laps actually. Think about it better.
Yeah, and the rain seems to have gone away now. You can sort of see clear skies, but there's plenty of water laying on the surface water, laying on the.
Yeah. You see the lights from the Ferris wheel just shining off the circuit there.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very pretty image game, Project Cars 2 on Xbox, and if you find some more good racing if you're on the Xbox, come and join us at ANZCRL Combined Racing League. You can find us on the website aus-nz crl.weebly weebly.com. You can find us there for all our series that are coming up and our special events that we run throughout the year, or come and join us on Facebook and just search ANZCRL and come and join our group. Answer 3 easy questions just to confirm that you are in the Australia-New Zealand region and you're on Xbox and you want to play Project Cars 2, because that's all we cater for, and we try and provide a very friendly and competitive atmosphere for fellow like-minded racers, just like we've got in the commentary with Sato.
Yeah.
One of our leading drivers at the moment, doing a good job at the moment.
Speaking of good jobs, it's exactly what most of this field has done. Most of the drivers have kept it pretty clean. Especially Squid, he's probably made a lot of mistakes, been very impatient at times over the past few weeks, but he's, I reckon throughout the week, he's done a bit of soul searching. He's come back an improved driver. He's removed all those mistakes and he's become a lot more patient, and that's paying off here with about to start the final lap of this race. He's got a commanding lead over Darky, so he can just cruise to the finish now. Doesn't have to push too hard.
Yeah, but the story we want to find out also is this Highlander. He was really in for a good showing, and something we must have missed something between the period of that half an hour to 15 minutes remaining of the race, because he's dropped right back to 5th, where he really should have been coming out in 2nd position after the round of pit stops. So he's 50 seconds off Squid. But maybe he got held up with some traffic and maybe had an off somewhere, found a puddle here there.
Gee, that was very late on the race from Highlander there.
Yeah, I think RSJ just let him through nicely, being lapped. But in saying that, he's got to run. He doesn't want to mess around.
Yeah. because these guys are on the second last lap, so they still need to cross the line twice more to complete this race. Here's Speed, and now here's Squid.
Sorry, I was meant to go to Squid.
I was trying to work out where Speed was, but here's Squid now. He's in the sprint curve now, so just after this, just a couple more corners to go. What has been a commanding drive. There's that wounded 124 Casio Mercedes.
Yeah, it might be hard for you to being very professional in the commentary box here, Sato. So well done, mate. Race it could have been.
Here we go. Through the final corner now. Here comes Squid to win his first race of this championship. Been a long time coming, a lot of pain to get to this point, but Squid back on the winners list with Dark Racing.
Yeah, congratulations.
Dark Racing. I think he finished second at Spa. I did all three sessions there. Came second at Le Mans. Now he's going to cross the line here at Sakitto, again in second place. Perhaps forever the bridesmaid, Darky, but he's done a bloody good job.
He has done a great job. Don't take anything away from his super sub as well, a triple rotor that set things up for him.
He's Speed Racer.
Taking third position, Speed Racer.
What a drive.
Yeah, that's a tremendous drive. In the spot in the other Acura.
Yeah. Tough race for Highlander there. Don't quite know what went wrong for him this session. He's dropped a lot of time to Squid. But 5th place is not too shabby. I don't know how AJ will be feeling if he's watching.
I think 5th is okay with a double stint there, especially in the wet, changing conditions. Trying to work on 2 different setups. And here comes Dado for 6th spot, which would be very happy with that result. But made up 1 extra spot, starting in 7th, and Speed Racer, as we know, after a great run that Gear 3 Gaming had, finished in 6th, with Speed coming into 3rd. That's a great result. Speed Racer has just been one of those drivers throughout the series so far that has really stepped up to the plate. And we've always seen him make great recovery drives and the positions up. So if you want to just go through the list there,
so obviously
Sato, and I'll keep quiet.
Darky came in second with Speed Racer third, Shad's fourth with Highlander fifth, Dado Racer in sixth, Taipan, solid race from him in 7th place. Just kept it neat and tidy, and that's all he really needed to do. A good drive from RSJ. He started a minute and a half behind, and to gain about 15 seconds on the leader and gain 2 positions. He's done a phenomenal job to get into 8th place. Lockie had a race from hell down in 9th. Had the lead at the start and just could never get into a groove. And Mizuzo down in 10th seemed to struggle, as has all the drivers in that Audi so far this season. But he'll be happy that he finished the race, as will Pegasus. They should be proud that they're finishing the race and getting some valuable experience in this championship.
Exactly, Sato. Well, thank you very much for accepting me into the commentary booth, Sato. It's been a pleasure to commentate with you. And I'll let you say goodbye to everyone, and we'll see each other next week, hopefully.
Yeah, so thank you very much for tuning into the stream. It's probably the last stream that's going to be on this Twitch channel for a couple of weeks. I might be doing all the driving on next weekend. So if you're going to catch more races in this championship, go and follow Woody Lizard on Mixer, mixer.com/WoodyLizard. That is WOODYLIZARD, on at mixer.com, and you'll find he'll be streaming at least one of the races next week. So again, thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you watching our streams very shortly. Goodbye.